Everything that's happening in my career, you know, I'm in a great position every single way. I wasn't going to go down to 168, but now I've
Hey, what it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy, Hard Hitter Sports Entertainment, Follow-Up Line, back with another live stream, man. It's Trill Thursday. Y'all already know the vibes. Salute to the chat. Salute to the entire boxing community. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Smash the like button. Share that stream. Damn right, it's the usual suspect team. You understand me? Yeah. Yeah. I hope everybody is having an amazing Thursday. One more day in the week. For all my people that is on the grind. You know what I'm talking about? Man, there's been a lot going on, man. It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on in the community, man. Not gonna lie. This Tank Davis, Jake Paul thing has really got people. It's really got people riled up, man. Especially Tank, man. You know, this whole thing, man, is just it's crazy, bro. And I say that respectfully, man. Tank Davis been out here lashing out at his fans. You know, not caring about his legacy, looking crazy and bewildered at these press conferences, not being quick on his feet, being witty, being clever. Yeah, man. Yeah, this week of boxing has been crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we gotta, you know, maneuver and get through the week, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, man, I'm gonna just be real, man. Me myself personally, I just can't wait till all this stuff is over with, man, and we can move on from this whole fiasco, debacle, all this chaos out here in the community. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like all the back and forths, the beefs. You know what I'm saying? The dissing. You know, me myself personally, I really haven't said too much about it, but I think all parties involved. I think all these brothers are dope individuals within their own right. They all have great platforms. You know what I'm saying? And this whole Tank Davis thing, man, it's just it's 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 way out of bounds, man. It's way out of pocket. Um, for Tank Davis to be out here doing this to his day one supporters. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, have put a big emphasis on KO and his platform. You know what I'm saying? But Tank isn't just lashing out at KO. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody is going to point at KO and try to make him the prime member of the Tank Davis fans, but this dude got a plethora of fans, you know what I'm saying? And me myself personally, man, I find that very, very disrespectful. I find that very, very disrespectful. I noticed the weird behavior in the first press conference. I made a video about it the other day when Tank got triggered at the New York press conference when someone asked him about, what's your plans for the future? What's your thoughts on fighting Tank? And I mean, what's your thoughts on fighting Shakur and Devin? And, are you still gonna make those fights, man? He just really went on a full-blown tangent, tirade of rant. And, when people are asking him about these other fights, no clear-cut answer. It's a lot of cookie cutter, misleading, indirect bullshit to me, and I feel like just not for the diehard Tank Davis fans. I just feel like overall, man, for Tank fans in general, bro, and fans of boxing, period, it's pretty it's sad, bro. It's sad because we expect a lot more. We expect a lot more from Tank. You know what I'm saying? We want to see more from Tank. We want Tank to be as great as we think he is, or we feel like he is. And for a person that, you know, dedicates a lot of their content to you, or they post about you a lot on social media, for you to be, snapping at these dudes and going at these dudes, man, it's not right, bro. It's not right. And like I say, this just ain't no KO thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Tank go at guys like A Side on Twitter, I'm seeing him go at guys like Najee, Ray Jackson. Like, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Of course, KO got the big platform, and he do a lot of great content on his channel as well in regards to covering Tank Davis, covering the sport, you know what I'm saying? But it's not just about him, bro. It's overall, like, the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? That, um I don't like it. I don't like the racial undertone. I don't like the blatant disrespect of Tank. I don't like how Jake Paul is is disrespecting him. I don't like a lot of things associated with this fight, man. And honestly, I feel like a lot of this stuff could have been avoided, bro, if Tank would have just rematched Lamont Roach, like like his fans wanted him to. Um, because nobody really asked for this fight. Nobody really asked for no. I don't know not one person in the boxing community. You know, I didn't see I didn't see KO asking for this. I didn't see Ray Jackson on Twitter asking for this. I didn't see none of them guys asking for this, bro. Um, and this has caused like a full lot, dare I say, verbal warpath. Like dudes is on warpaths now. You know what I'm saying? Like you got dudes going, you got YouTubers going at each other. Um, you got people on social media going at each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, man. And honestly, it's not helping, bro. What Tank is doing is not helping the sport, bro. Like you doing all this just to get the money, bro. I understand, and I'm for the fighters getting the money, but I could see if Jake was your only option of getting a big bag. Jake is not the only option to get a big purse. You're choosing to fight Jake Paul because you feel like he is the easiest. He is the path of more money with least resistance. That's why I feel like you're fighting Jake Paul. You're fighting Jake Paul because of that. It's not because of anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of anything else. Uh it's because of Jake is the path of least resistance. He is a way more easier opponent to deal with. He's a way more easier opponent to deal with versus you fighting a Lamont Roach again, versus you fighting Shakur, versus you fighting Devin Haney, versus you fighting Teofimo Lopez. That's why you're fighting Jake. Jake has never. Let's be honest, bro. Jake has never been in the ring with somebody like a Tank Davis. If we're just being all the way completely honest, he's never been in the ring with a guy like Tank Davis. He's never seen a explosive, accurate, powerful, precise boxer with speed, power, timing. He's never seen that. And when he did fight a real boxer that's his age and his size, we seen him lose to Tommy Fury, and he never got his get back. Okay. I got my brother KG in the building. What's going down with it, brother?
I don't know how good my signal is, but I'm here. What's going on with you?
I appreciate I appreciate you for pulling up, brother.
I heard you saying
Uh,
you ain't like how
salute to you.
I heard you saying you ain't like how Jake Paul is disrespecting Tank. Is it really disrespect or is it going over his head? Cause,
I mean, I take it
well,
as
I'm saying you may
disrespect,
take
bro.
it as disrespect, but everybody ain't quick with the one liners like me. So maybe I don't know. Maybe Tank don't see it or maybe what it is. But at the same time, if I can sit back and watch somebody else damn stomach the shit, I might see it as disrespect, but what is Tank even registering the shit? That's the damn thing. Because like I said, you can roast somebody all day, but if it ain't hitting the person that you shooting at, is it really? Are you really even shooting? You know what I'm saying? So
Nah, I think Tank is catching the shots, but he just don't care to engage with the banter.
But is it really disrespect then if
You know
he
what I'm
ain't looking to
saying?
engage?
Man, I just think that motherfucker showing up for a check, bro.
I
That's what I
already told
think.
you how I felt about this, man. This shit is all scripted. The shit is all written out. Like I said, I ain't got no faith in this shit. Like I understand they laid out the rules and everything, saying this is them 10 round 3 minute 3 minute rounds, 10 3 minute rounds, 12 ounce gloves, catch weight at 195. If that's to be true, then Jake Paul is gonna be he's gonna be drained. And then if they're testing under USADA, then this kid can't show up dirty. So I don't know. So, but at the end of it all, when you scratch away at that surface, this shit is scripted. But they're trying to play it closer to damn Tank's favor so they can say, yeah, Tank can win. And yeah, Tank can win, especially if you got a drained, weak Jake Paul. If that's what they're gonna damn, you know what I'm saying, bring it to the ring. But I doubt that. There's gonna be some other shit. But Jake Paul, that nigga weird. Like you see him when he do face offs. I can tell you grew up in a rich home. You never squared up with nobody for real. So he does that silly shit that he does. So that's why I said I don't think Tank is damn falling for, you know what I'm saying, anything and looking at anything as disrespect because he's dealing with a goofy.
Okay, salute to the homie Mike Williams, the first one in the chat. He say Tank exposed himself as a sucker and his fans. Uh, he saying his fans was lashing out because they were proven wrong. Yeah, man, that's what it's looking like, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what it's looking like, man.
Bro, but who was
Let's see.
proven
We got
wrong?
all
Look,
fella
look,
in the
look.
building.
I had a conversation with Cadillac Red earlier today, and I told him this. I said, bro, I said I don't know why people are trying to read Tank as being something that he isn't. We've been saying, I know I've personally been saying the same thing about Tank for the last 5 years. I love Tank when he's in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But Tank is a damn star. Tank can do what the hell he want to do. And he's shown and proven that. I gave him grace when he left Florida and said, no what, he might do something different. But you know what I'm saying? Once somebody show you who they are, five, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to believe them. And I've been believing Tank ever since then. I ain't never tried to put him in a traditional suit. I ain't try to never put him in a in a traditional damn, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. Because I see how he moves. So I've never been disappointed in how he's moved because he's shown me that's how he's gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So look, because if I take offense to that, that's just like you taking what Jake Paul is doing to him as disrespect. So you look at what Tank is doing as being disrespectful, but if he's shown you this is who he is this whole damn time, is it really disrespectful or did you damn set yourself up? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna set myself up because he's been showing me who he is this whole time. That's why when we joke, like I said, me and Red, y'all have heard this for years. We might have joked about it when we say Tank ain't no boxer, Tank ain't no fighter, Tank is a motherfucking star. That's what the fuck he is. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas got fans too, five. Whether you know what I'm saying, whether the fighter or the damn basketball player or the football player, the hockey player, they shit on the fan or not. They still gonna have fans. Cause at the end of the day, them niggas don't owe us shit. You know what I'm saying? So if they be disrespectful to the fans, shame on them. But at the same time, you as a fan, you let yourself fall that deep into fandom that you felt disrespected that he damn might have said something to you. Bro, that nigga don't owe you shit. Don't none of these motherfuckers owe us shit. We just report it. Cause I love boxing, not the personality. I don't give a fuck about that.
Mm. Okay. We got all fella in the building. What's going down with it, Art?
And what to do with your saying, boy? Guan, it's your favorite yet, your most hated odd fella. Pull up, pull up. It's Trill Thursdays. You know, dig with my guy 503 line, the H Town hard hitters. Smash that like button, share that stream. Damn right, it's a usual suspect ting. So I hear y'all
Yes.
cooking on this Tank situation. And one thing I noticed, or one thing I'm kind of picking up on Tank is like KG said, we all knew what Tank's about. You know what I mean, he's a star. He's a globetrotter. You know what I mean, he's a guy that is not looking towards or looking forward to establishing his legacy in any type of fashion. He's about establishing bigger paychecks and bigger bags, the
Mm.
cars and oh, I can't even say property because I don't know what Tank guys like that, but he's about the money. But one thing I think is somewhat disappointing because he's been he's been more coherent and more quick-witted in different instances. When he
Facts.
fought Frank the Ghost Martin, who was in control of that press conference? It wasn't no Frank out talking Tank. Tank was dominating the discussion, was dominating the press conference. In other fights prior to that, there wasn't a docile Tank. But what we see here, it's almost like somewhat lack of a better word, the hood phenomenon. You know what I mean? You got a nigga in the hood that, yeah, he can go at the light skinned dude, the brown skinned dude, the dark skinned dude, the blue black skinned dude,
Hmm.
all the way back down to the albino nigga. He got smoke for all shades of niggas. But you take that same dude and you put him in a white neighborhood with white people around all around, and that smoke and that energy ain't the same. All of a sudden, niggas start getting nervous. All of a sudden, stuttering starts coming out. You got a stammer in your voice. All of a sudden, you start patting on your chest and shit, stepping on your toes like twinkle toes and shit. You went from an alpha in the hood, but in the burbs, you were beta. And that's what we seen in the press conference. In the first one in New York, and the second one in Miami, we saw a beta Tank. Might it be a racial thing? Possibly. Might it be a social status thing where Tank might feel uncomfortable around a person that might generate more money than him, that might have a bigger bank account than him? Possibly, because if Tank knows that his bag is bigger than yours, he's gonna let you know about that. He's gonna come off with a different type of energy. But Jake got a bigger bag, and Jake's a white boy. Those are two strikes, are why we possibly are seeing this disappointing beta Tank. I look at Tank in the press conference. Do you notice the bags under his eyes? He looked real tired to me. Because there's a couple folks that saying, yeah, he might be high or something like that. But nah. Niggas need to stop putting that on the good kush. You know what I mean? Nah. Tank don't smoke no weed. That shit was AI. You know what I mean? But he got them bags on his eyes
Yeah.
like he didn't seen too much. You know what I mean? And for the people
Mm.
that are in the know, are in the know. When I'm talking about why a nigga got them bags under his eyes. You know what I mean? We're seeing what I deem as a humiliation ritual. You globetrotter, you a
Damn.
star. You know what I mean? In order to maintain that stardom and maintain that the bigger bags, some of these stars will bend over to get the money. We seen on Jake Paul. Now I've been somewhat of a fan of what Jake Paul has been able to do in the sport. I've been somewhat of a fan of his ways of promoting fights. I'm a fan of his trolling, but his trolling has crossed the line, bro. It has crossed the line. When on his own, Twitter, on his own X, we see a AI version of Jake Paul and Beta Tank kissing. An AI version of Beta Tank and Jake Paul kissing. That's out of line, bro. Out of line. And since that's been posted, and it's not like it was a fan that did that. This originated from Jake Paul's account. Beta Tank has said nothing. Absolutely nothing. For the reasons that I've stated in my previously. I told you that this nigga got smoke for the albinos, for the light skins, for the brown skins, for the dark skins and the blue black, but he ain't got no smoke for no white boys, bro. And he ain't got no smoke for no for no dudes that got more money than him, bro. But we're seeing the rituals at play. We're seeing a docile Beta Tank that can't even speak up for himself. Man was
Mm.
they brought up the whole situation of him beating on women and whatnot, and he had a lame ass excuse, a stammering ass excuse of why possibly that didn't happen, or why possibly I'm not the woman beater that's been alleged. Man, he looking real bad out here, and I think the last reason is because Hollywood's taking him.
Man. Salute to everybody pulling up in the chat. We got double digits up in here. I appreciate everybody. My brother BLTB, DP Rock. I appreciate y'all, man. Get in the chat, engage. Let us know how y'all feeling about this whole Tank Davis situation. The good, the bad, the ugly. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room, which is Tank Davis lashing out at his fans, some of his day one supporters. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, everybody has seen or heard, what's been going on these past couple days. Yesterday and today, we had some of the bigger platforms in a full onslaught war. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta say no names. We all know who they is. I'm gonna ask you, KG. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, was Tank justified or out of pocket for calling out, some of his day one supporters, bro?
Like I said earlier, man, none of these damn celebrities, damn athletes, they don't owe us anything. You know what I'm saying? Just because we support them, that's just like damn you in a situation you fucking with a shorty and she calling you her boyfriend, but you ain't calling her your girl. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a fan of a fighter, a fan of a basketball player, but they don't have to necessarily be nice to you. Just because they signing autographs and you begging to get your autograph signed, and that's the only opportunity you'll get, don't mean he has to sign it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's fucked up. like I said, in far as human nature, as far as what Tank's response was, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? As far as human nature, but at the same time, like I said, we can't expect nothing from these motherfuckers. That's why, look, I've said this time and time again. I'm a fan of fighters, but I have no feelings for these guys. You know what I'm saying? They don't go home and think about me when they win. They don't cut me off, you know what I'm saying, 2-3% of their damn purse, you know what I'm saying, when they win and help me out as a single father. They don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said we as fans and us as content creators, we support these guys, but at the same time, we can't be fucking out here putting 20 on 10 and expecting them to damn appreciate us the same way we, you know what I'm saying, put them up on pedestals. That, like I said, we get too wrapped up in it. So whether Tank was having a bad day, a good day, is just normal for him to respond that way. Because I've heard him respond to quote unquote haters in the same manner. So you know what I'm saying? Tank is showing motherfuckers who he is. That's what the fuck you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucked up that, you know what I'm saying. And I'm gonna say it, somebody like KO had to damn take a straight shot, but at the same time he was still standing on holding his own favorite fighter to the flame. So, like I said, a lot of
Right.
motherfuckers, a lot of motherfuckers can't even damn have the accountability to hold their favorite fighters to the flame. You know what I'm saying? So for him to still do that, and that's what Tank responded to, because this man has had hundreds of videos of supporting Tank, and Tank ain't ever said, "Make thank you." But soon as they're, like I said, but that goes to show Tank or somebody on his team has been watching KO. Because like I said, all these good damn things this man has said about him, all this damn, you know what I'm saying, he been championing this man. And the one bad damn thing that he felt was that was off, Tank responded to it. So like I said, you doing something right when a motherfucker damn paid attention to you like that. That's the offensive lineman syndrome. Anybody that's ever played football, an offensive lineman can block that quarterback all fucking game. Let him slip up in the fourth quarter and the quarterback gets sacked. That nigga is the fattest piece of shit. That nigga is every bitch on the damn planet. Niggas is in the parking lot waiting on that nigga. That's all it is, man. KO been holding that nigga down, and then all of a sudden, Tank, I don't like what the fuck he said. Nigga, you soft as a bitch. You get what I'm saying? That's how these certain personalities react to shit, man. That's why you got one motherfuckers, you roast a nigga, and that nigga respond with money. That nigga say something about money or whatever. And like you said, he can't do this in this case because this white boy got more money than him. So maybe damn Tank knows his role in the room with a motherfucker that got more money than him, so he'll shut the fuck up when, you know what I'm saying, when somebody, when grown folks is talking, I guess. Maybe that's the case with Tank.
So you think so you saying it was justified, or was it out of pocket? Just to answer the question real clear.
I'm saying as a traditional human, that nigga was completely out of pocket. But I'm saying, if you've been paying attention to who Tank is, it's not out of pocket for Tank. That is normal. We've seen this motherfucker do silly shit. Like I said, we clown this motherfucker for everything that he does outside the ring. We pinpoint it, we put him under a microscope. So like I said, the shit he's done, the shit ain't been a lie. So him saying him snapping all the KO, that shit ain't too far fetched for real, bro. Cause like I said, look at his pattern. Y'all motherfuckers want to trust what people say, and then say, no, I'm gonna pay attention to their actions. I'm telling y'all, man, patterns never lie. And Tank's damn pattern has been the same since damn day fucking one. You know what I'm saying? The fans ain't because the fans just gonna support him. And I don't knock the fans for supporting him. I would then keep supporting him because, like I said, I love when Tank is in the ring. I love when the niggas in the ring. But all this outside the ring, and I've said this for years, I can't stand that nigga outside the ring. So, like I said, the
Right.
shit that I don't like, don't be surprised that he's gonna treat his mama like that, his the bum on the corner, you like that, KO like that. It don't even matter. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we can't be surprised that this motherfucker responded the way he's responded. So, like I said, but traditionally, yes, that nigga's completely out of pocket.
Okay. Salute to my sis Shawa in the building. I see you, sis. Trill Thursday, man. We got our fella, we got KG, man. We cooking on this whole Tank Davis situation. You know what I'm saying? Smash the like button, share the stream. Darren Wright, it's the usual suspect team. And we talking about, you know, the homie KO. Salute to him. And I think that I think that kind of went over people's head what bro was really saying for real, because uh a lot of people just want to, like, make fun of KO or come at KO, whatever the case may be. Some people might say it's fucked up, you know what I'm saying, and they might defend KO, but uh KO has been, standing on his square in regards to, this Jake Paul shit, you know what I'm saying? And out of all of the videos he done made, standing in the pocket for bro, defending bro, debating dudes about bro. This one time he responds, man, and he lashes out at KO. I'm gonna ask you all, fella, was this justified, or was Tank out of pocket, man?
I did pretty much exact same sentiments as KG. I mean, for a good person, uh, a civilized person with morality, that's definitely out of pocket what Tank did.
Mm,
But we're talking about a nigga from the street that still thinks he's street. Okay.
mm,
In the street, there's not a lot of code and there's not a lot of morality going on. When I was in the
right.
street doing things that unfathomable things, a lot of the brothers that I was running the street with fucked me over.
Mm,
In the streets, you're liable to get fucked over because the morality is low. Mm? Let's compare this shit to the drug game, Five, because fans are
okay.
fiends. Fans are
Mm,
fiends. And the fiends going up to the, you know what I mean, to the pusher on the block. The pusher came up. He came into the game coming up with, you know what I mean, product was nice, had his shit in the vials. Time went by,
yeah.
time went on, the product dropped off. You got a different supplier. Product done fell off a
Mm,
little bit. Now he ain't got no vials. You just putting in the little old baggies and shit. And the fiend come up to him and say, "Man, why ain't you got those vials no more? Your shit don't hit like it do no more." And the pusher look at him, say, "Nigga, get the fuck out of here." On that type of shit. Nigga, we just fiends out here, bro. And that fiend gonna come back. That fiend gonna come back no matter how much you disrespect him and you call him soft. You call him a dusty ass, rusty ass fiend. He gonna come back for your product. That's what Tank
mm.
is.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that analogy. Yeah.
You know what I mean, I'm done.
Okay. Salute to Queen 71. Now this ain't no pop-up live, man. We go Tuesdays and Sundays. Those are my days I go live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you pulled up on this, Queen. Salute to you. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna harp on it too much more, man. I don't like the bullshit that came with that. All these guys, uh arguing and going back and forth and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, Tank just he wilding. He wilding all the way the fuck out, man. And bro, people just want that good product, like my brother was alluding to, bro. You got to get back to the old Tank. You know what I'm saying? The Tank that came in the game, you know, delivering. You know what I'm saying? With that A1. You know what I'm saying? That butter. You know what I'm saying? This shit you doing right here, bro. It stepped on, man, and you out of pocket. You know, for coming at your clientele like that. You feel me? You all the way out of pocket, bro. You all the way out of pocket. But let's move on because I do want to get into some other hot boxing topics, man. So Crawford was stripped after beating Canelo. The WBA elevates Abbas Baru. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming off of Crawford's biggest win. So Abbas Baru actually the WBA champion at 154. Um, I'm gonna pass it back to you, all. You know what I'm saying? This is foreign territory. We got a lot of good fights coming up at 154.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Thurman, Fundora being one of them. I don't know if we would deem Boots Ennis and Lima being one of them, but we do know that Boots is a highly ranked fighter in those sanctioning bodies. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask you this: does this expose sanctioning bodies as corrupt, and why do you think, after coming off a big win like that, why do you think the WBA took it upon themselves to strip a Terence Crawford and elevate a Baz Baru? What's your take, bro?
I don't think in this situation it shows corruption, unfortunately. There's
Mm.
plenty other situations where sanctional bodies have done some eyebrow raising tactics. You know what I mean? Straight corrupt, straight shady tactics, straight foolishness by stripping the fighter like just soon after they just got the win. Ordering fights soon after they just got the win. They ain't even got on the plane to take a little vacation yet, and they already ordering the fight. But in this situation, because you kind of misleading, Five, because I looked at your post, you know what I mean? I saw I like that though, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's dope. That's dope. I like, yo, you doing your shit, Five. You really doing your shit, man. You know what I mean?
What,
I
what,
gotta give you
what,
some I
what,
gotta
what,
give
what,
you some
what
credit. You know what I mean? No, but because you put out the highlights of the show, you know what I mean? So before I even came on here, I already knew what you was gonna talk about. You know what I mean? You put like you know what I mean the little bullets and you posted it on your community section. You know what I mean? So
oh,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah. Little things like that, yo. Trust me, I noticed. You know what I mean? Details are everything. And you're doing your thing, Five. You know what I mean? But
What was I
um,
misleading it, though?
because maybe my dyslexic ass thought, oh, the WBA done stripped Bud of his 168 belt, but you talking about 154 though. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I mean. You
yeah, yeah,
misled me a little bit,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So that's why that's
Okay,
why
okay, okay.
to summarize, that's why I'm saying that I don't feel this is a situation where it's corruption because
Mm.
154 still has to move, bro. And Bud's made it clear that he ain't going back down to 154. He's made statements about if he does go down, it's going down to middleweight to 160. So I don't think it's corrupt or it was a stretch or it was too quick to relieve Bud. For all we know, Bud might have vacated himself because he got the same belt at 168. But so
Mm.
I don't see it as corrupt by having him vacate or stripping him the belt and elevating Abaz Baru because Abaz Baru beat the interim champion in Yoenis Tellis. You know what I mean? So Yoenis Tellis, he could have been in that same position if he won, you know what I mean? And Bud went up. That's their rules. They gonna elevate you as a champion. Now Abbas Baru, he's now the WBA champion, and I believe I read reports earlier last week. I don't know if it was cap or if it was solid, but Jermel Charlo might be a possible opponent. Um, Mel Charlo might want to get his belt back. That might be the start of getting his return into prominence at 154 because he's been gone for so long, so long. So I would I would favor that. I would prefer that as a nice step back in the 154 deep waters fight for Bass Peru. I've also read recent reports that he's looking for a new deal, a new promotional deal. I think he's getting sick of Wasserman Group out there in Germany / UK, where he's predominantly doing a lot of his fights, and it almost sounds like he's hoping for MVP to pick him up. But he is, from what I deem, a free agent and looking for, I guess, a better promotional deal that may secure him some bigger fights at 154. So to summarize, nah, I don't feel this was any shade, any corruption. 154 has to move on. You know what I mean? And they moved on with the deserve it of Bass Peru.
Okay, I'm gonna come to UK. I'm gonna come to UK. Salute to the homie Mac. Salute to Big Joe. Mac say, my boy Macadacious Mac of the South. He say, I said Crawford was gonna get stripped soon. As soon as the bell rings and the belt will go to Abbas Baru. Yeah, man. I'm gonna ask you, man. Now this is your guy, Boots, man. Currently he's number one in the WBC. He's number one in the WBA. He's number two in the WBO, and he's number 6 in the IBF. Let's talk. Now that Boots is number one with the WBA at 154, should he demand a title shot immediately after his fight with Lima? And is Abbas Baru the path of least resistance for Boots Ennis to get a title at 154? Do you think Matchroom is gonna take the Abbas WBA route? What you think about that, K?
It depends on who's after a Baru. So I don't think necessarily the easiest road travel, you know what I'm saying, or have you quoted that, makes most sense. You know what I'm saying? You got to play a little chess. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Eddie's, you know what I'm saying, mode of travel is for Boots, because when you look at it, he's still on the no name diet. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if it's gonna be Lima and that second tune-up fight is actually true. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Or is he preparing, you know what I'm saying, for a Virgil Ortiz and him showdown? But like you're saying, it might be wise to, you know what I'm saying, go the route of a belt. And if a Boss Rule is the softest touch, I don't think, like I said, I don't think that's necessarily the smartest move. The softest touch, like when you play pool, you don't take the easiest shot. You got to play defense. So I don't know, because it might set up some other stuff that might not be, you know what I'm saying, in the forecast for what Eddie has for him. Something might offset that. I like when our fella said Mel Charlo might jump in and uh, stake that claim. I wouldn't be mad at that if Mel came in and jumped at the WBA and go ahead and say, "Lord, let me go ahead and start from here and meet y'all other motherfuckers in the middle to see if I'm still the Iron Man or not." So, but as far as Boots, he can pretty much, you just named him to be what,
Hey, okay,
huh?
you almost to the crib, bro. Your shit is a little staticky, bro.
Told you, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't nowhere near the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here damn taking care of other shit, man. Like, yeah, so if it's that bad, I'm gonna have to just,
Nah,
yeah.
nah, you good, you good. We can get through it, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, but if it get bad, I just go ahead and fall out and not be in the chat. But you know what I'm saying? To sum it up, Boots can almost pretty much go any direction that Eddie wants him to go. But like I said, the softest touch out the gate ain't always the smartest, you know what I'm saying, route to go. So nah, because it might be something behind that, depending on who the fighter is that's lined up behind that they won't be able to avoid. Because if the WBA is stripping titles and just handing them off like that, imagine what they do when it's time for fight mandatories, and you won't be able to avoid that. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if that's the damn move that Eddie's gonna do with Boots. Because like I said, he's top five, and you know what I'm saying, or top, you know what I'm saying, he's number one in a lot of these sanctioned bodies. So we'll see. That's the best I got right now.
All right, appreciate you, man. Yeah. KG was a little staticky. Me trying to talk to him at while he was talking at the same time, probably made it static. But am I clear, chat? Am I clear? Let me know if I'm good, y'all. Cause yeah, I don't want y'all to. Queen say we both staticky. Uh, the homie Mind Yours say Bud Strip. What the fuck you talking about? I mean, you just coming into the chat, brother. I mean, that's what we just talked about that, bro. So you might want to just, cool out for a little minute and listen instead of just, coming in and, jumping the gun. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm gonna pass it back to all fella, but I say this, man. Crawford did get stripped of his 154-pound title. The WBA and Abbas Baru did get elevated. So the landscape at 154 is looking very, very interesting. Like all fellas said, we could possibly get Mel Charlo back in the mix. We could possibly get Earl Spence back in the mix. But we do got two. Well, I say one good fight with Thurman and Fundora, and we got another uh welcoming fight with Boots Ennis and Limo. And we're gonna see how all this shit play out, man, because this 154, anything can happen. Anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? We have seen dudes lose at 154. We've seen a lot of dudes lose at 154. So I'm not gonna put it past Boots. I'm not gonna put it past any of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Fundora can come up in here and lose to Thurman. That fight is less than a month away. I think that's going down October the 25th. So we're gonna be talking a lot about 154 and things of that nature. But I want to ask all fella this. Going back to Crawford. I got two questions for you, bro. Um, does Crawford need titles anymore to prove his greatness? And do you think that the WBA is embarrassing themselves with this type of decision? Because we see what's going on at 135 and 130 with Tank. Y'all strip Bud of the title, right? But you don't strip Tank at 135, and you don't strip Lamont Roach at 130, and he's fighting Pitbull Cruz. So how do you feel about all that, bro?
Well, yeah, you kind of make some valid points there when you bring up what's going on in the lower weight classes. Um, the situations are somewhat similar, but they're not, because I don't think in at 135 I can't think of an interim champion that the WBA has, and neither for 130. However, in those both of those situations, um, particularly with Tank, you've heard me say it first that once Tank gets in the ring with Jake Paul, the WBA should strip him, because he should have went the route of rematching Lamont Roach and getting that righted and corrected before any other big business was established. So I think the rightful thing that, for the WBA to do is to strip Tank, but they ain't gonna do that because Tank is a major revenue source from the sanctioning fees they get from them. So once again, in the case of a Bud, I see it as he still has a belt at 168. He's still the undisputed at 168 and will remain the undisputed until he decides to go down. And then they'll have to have another decision to make. Will they strip him again when he decides to go to 160? But at this juncture, 154 needs to move on. I mean, and these guys, they're 154 is an active division. There's no need for especially from the WBA standpoint. We need to get those fees on and popping. So let's award this shit, elevate this motherfucker, and hopefully a promoter will pick him up and get him on out there once again. And actually, I heard further rumors that he might be matched up with Xander Zayas in a unification, and I'm talking about a Bass Peru.
Okay, I like that.
A Bass Peru, even though he had a great performance against Yoenis Tellis, he's still unproven. And I think a lot of 154 still deem him as the low-hanging fruit as far as the belt holders go. He's still a bit unknown. You know what I mean? And of course, we still don't all the way respect the German school of boxing, do we? Shout out TD Sports Talk. You know what I mean? We love you. But let's be real. I mean, we don't all the way, you know what I mean, respect the German school of boxing. So he's really looking like the low-hanging fruit. You know what I mean?
Man.
But nah, I don't think the WBA was wrong for that in this instance.
Okay. Salute to the homie Jay Smith. He say all the big money fights for Bud is at 54. Yeah, I think a lot of the polarizing fights that we want to see for Crawford is at 154. Like I said, the Boost Ennises, the Charlos, you know what I'm saying, Fundora, Sturmans. You know, I think the better names are at 154, but you know, he just lost his belt, man. I just find that funny, bro. Like, you know, they strip him and that, you know, they not applying no pressure to nobody else in the WBA. That's just a little shaky to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that. You know what I'm
Hey
saying?
yo, who's this goof in the chat? Ex-villain. My man doesn't even
Yeah, I don't know who that
smoke. I smoke, my nigga. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't know who what buddy talking about. Yeah, man, y'all can block him, whoever this dude is, cause he tripping. Shawa says exactly, he got the damn he got the damn championship on paper, move around. We about to see it against Xander. Exciting. Yeah, yeah, man, 154 got so many goddamn good fights, man. They just gotta restore that feeling at 54. Like, these dudes gotta start. The champions need to be fighting the champions. Everybody that's a champion at 54 right now, Fundora, Xander, Abbas, you know, all these dudes need to be fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Fundora, all these dudes need to be fighting each other, bro. Baki, same as Baki. Like, I don't know what Baki got going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in a couple more days we can get a update on Baki. Who is Baki still supposed to be fighting Josh Kelly, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's all the way finalized, but yeah, I think they're still in the negotiations. Excuse.
Okay. So speaking of Crawford and Canelo, Blaze said, why did Crawford get stripped? He got stripped because I guess they wanted to elevate Abbas Baru because he fought for the interim title. isn't going to go down at that weight again. So, he's not at the weight class. So I'm guessing that's why they stripped him. But once again, like I just said, Tank Davis is fighting at 195 or 185 or whatever. Lamont Roach is fighting at 140 against Pitbull Cruz, and these dudes still got their titles as far as we know. So it just, like I say, man, it seemed very, very selective to me, and I just I wanted to talk about that because I really didn't see nobody else talking about what's going on. Everybody's so caught up into this Tank Davis shit right now, like we really not focusing on the other, actually, having these good fights. Like I say, 154, it got 2 good fights coming up. I don't think people feel like Boots is probably a good fight, but with Lima, but for sure for Nora and Thurman. Okay, man, let's get into what my man Benavidez had to say real quick.
Everything that's happening in my career, I'm in a great position every single way. I wasn't gonna go down to 168, but now if Canelo wants to come up, then come. I got the WBC world title 175. After I beat Pitbull, I'm gonna have all belts. So after that happens, now I'm the one who has the power. Now I'm the one. Canelo said he doesn't fight. He fights for greatness. He fights for titles. Well, let me go pick up all the titles and let's come back into the table and talk. Everything that's happening in my career, I'm in a great position every single way. I wasn't gonna go down to 168, but now if Canelo wants to come up, then come. I got the WBC world title 175. After I beat Pitbull, I'm gonna have all belts. So after that happens, now I'm the one who has the power. Now I'm the one. Canelo said he doesn't fight. He fights for greatness. He fights for titles. Well, let me go pick up all the titles and let's come back into the table and talk.
Okay. So that was David Benavidez. A lot of people are speculating this David Benavidez and Crawford fight, the Canelo rematch. It's a lot of possibilities at 175. David Benavidez definitely is being adamant about not going back down to 68. He's trying to conquer the 175-pound division. He already has 1 belt in the WBC. Bivol has the rest of the belts, and he says once he gets all of the belts at 175, him and Canelo could come together and make something happen. And we all know that David Benavidez is fighting on the Ring Magazine Rider season. He's over there with Turk, Al-Sheik, and all those boys on the zone. Canelo, the same thing. KG, what's your thoughts on what your boy Benavidez had to say, man? He say he still can possibly fight Nello at 175 once he conquers the division. How do you feel about all this, man?
He's still determined. He's still staying the course. He's like, nigga, I still fight you. Just I'm not going where you want me to go now. Cause now you ain't got no power anymore. You're still considered the face of boxing, a face of boxing, because people still gonna still not gonna turn away from Canelo, you know what I'm saying, based off of what he's done. So David's still saying, hey bro, I'm still open to that fight. Just know I'm not going in the direction you want me to go now. And if it happens, you come on up here. And I've been telling motherfuckers, I said, bro, when they was talking about Dave fighting Bud, I said, bro, that's not gonna fucking happen. I said, I've been watching this dude train. He's been powerlifting entirely too much to even consider going back to 68. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to damn worry about making weight at 75 now. Cause like I said, he's been picking up. You can see it in his head. That nigga face look big as shit in that damn last video. You know what I'm saying? So no, that Bud fight didn't even make sense. So whoever was thinking that, I said, slap yourselves, man. I said, now y'all telling Bud he needs to do more. Well, that's what y'all do with damn us any damn way, and that's cool. But at the same time, that don't even make sense. Somebody already left the division. But as far as him being at 75, bro, the kid got a damn he got a path that he wants to be on. Y'all didn't want me at 68. You wouldn't give me the fight at 68. I'm at 75. Y'all said I was too big for 68. I'm at 75, and I'm about to fucking damn say fuck it. I'm gonna go chase undisputed here. Now, if he can't make the weight, then that's another damn story that he's now going up the cruiserweight or something like that. But no, I think he'll be able to maintain it, and this kid's gonna, you know what I'm saying, stay the course. And if Canelo wants to consider that fight, then, like I said, he has to come to it pretty much closer to Benavidez terms now, and not so much all of Canelo's terms.
Okay. My boy Cadillac Red just pulled up on us. What's going down with it, Red?
Wow, what's happening with it? What's happening with it, fellas?
Man, we sitting up here chopping it up on this good boxing talk, man. I'm gonna come to you, bro. Let's talk about it, man. Tank Davis, man. We talked about it a little bit on your show, man, but a couple days ago, Tank started lashing out at some of his day one supporters and shit like that. This guy here. how do you feel about all this shit going on, brother?
Hey man. Look, I said all this, you know what I'm saying? We go get into it a little bit tomorrow too. But when I said it, and when I was saying all this stuff, they was calling me a hater and a name caller and name calling and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? But then this dude get out there and he say the same thing I said. So, and everybody say when Tank say something, he right, and you got to listen to what he said. So if I said what he said, they say he right. Look, man, when people support you, you should rock with who support you. You know what I'm saying? You should fuck with who fuck with you. And when you don't, 9 times out of 10 bad things usually come from it. So if that's the route that Tank decide to go, you know what I'm saying, then I don't know. I don't think it's going to end well for him. And for the people that support him, that get, you know what I'm saying, shitted on, I mean, it's either you find a new favorite fighter or get yourself a gag ball because you like the S&M shit. You like getting whipped on. You like getting abused. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how I look at it from both angles of it.
Okay. How do you feel about let's switch gears and get back to this David Benavidez, man. So David Benavidez just said that once he conquers 175, he is open and willing to come back to the table with Canelo once he conquers the division, and him and Canelo can sit down and talk about possibly making a fight happen. We both know that they're on the same side of the street, same network, and they both doing business with Turk. How do you feel about all this throwing David Benavidez into the mix? Everybody's been saying they want to see David Benavidez versus Crawford, and now David Benavidez is saying like, hey, bro, I'm not going back down to 168. He can come see me at 175. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
I mean, I think David Benavidez is saying the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? I moved on with my career. I waited and waited and waited for this dude to fight me, and he didn't want to fight me, and then he get beat up, and y'all talking about I need to go lose weight to go fight the dude that beat him up. No. I'm campaigning at 75. I'm trying to go after undisputed and do my thing up here, and let me do my thing, man. I'm carving out my own path. I don't need Crawford. I don't need Canelo. You know what I'm saying? All I need is David Benavidez. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you give Crawford respect and still not look like a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, he doing this thing. I'm not going on there to fight him. But if he come in this water, I'm going to beat his ass up. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. That's respectable. You know what I'm saying? I think it's crazy how it's a big notion for David to fight. What was these niggas at with this pressure for Canelo's ass? You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo was flat out saying, I ain't doing it. And you niggas was still, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's complaining was still buying the pay-per-views and supporting Canelo and all that, and still saying he the face of boxing. Knowing that he ducking David Benavidez. You was still calling him the face. Because you wanted to be slick about it. And you wanted to try to, you know what I'm saying, play keep away. Well, we got the rock now. See? And it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So you just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, hold that L, man. Stop trying to get somebody to come, you know what I'm saying, do somebody else dirty work, man. That shit ain't cool. So that's what I got as far as, you know what I'm saying, what David Benavidez got to say. I know I went off on a little tangent and shit, my bad.
Nah, you good, bro. Salute to Blade. He say, I think Canelo might go for a rematch with Crawford, rather moving up to fight Benavidez. Oh man, you think he gonna pull another duckaroni, huh? Okay. Duck chicken around this motherfucker. Okay. Props to David for still offering Canelo a fight after all the games Canelo was playing with him to get one at 168. Salute to the homie Autism Boy. Yeah, man. You know, it's unfortunate, man. Hey man, look, I wanna piggyback real quick. I seen this clip and I clipped it for the show, man. This is what Roy Jones had to say.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risk, not to take many chances. Everybody had their own mentors, their own pound for pounds, their own people they want to be like. If he want to be like that guy that y'all say is great and was one of the best ever, why can't he do it? If he make 50 to 100 million fighting Jake Paul, they'll be cool with it because they're cool with you making money. That's what the fan bases are on now. They had put you just making money being good. Back in our day, they won't be cool with that. You had to prove you was the best. They thought you fought because you wanted to be the best of the division or the best of your era. I want to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the bag.
You can go check out Roy Jones and Andre Ward's podcast, Hall of Game. It's a great podcast over there on All the Smoke. You know what I'm saying? They doing great work over there. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like Roy was definitely letting motherfuckers know the difference between his era and the era that we in today. And he kind of sounds like he's putting the blame on, you know, guys wanting to be like their favorite fighter, Floyd Mayweather. Red, do you agree with what Roy Jones is saying? Is he making sense to you? How do you feel about these guys, you know, going after the bag like a Floyd Mayweather,
man,
versus, you know, his era?
He sound like Dame Dash talking to Charlamagne when he talking about Tank. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, ain't Wendy Williams your OG? Wendy Williams your OG, ain't she? You know what I'm saying? For real. That's and see, Terence Crawford doing what he doing. The narrative has changed so much. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to go undisputed and get the bag now, baby. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here getting the bag. That's not, that Floyd Mayweather shit don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? But that's your OG. That's what you come up under. So when you come up under that, that's what it's gonna be, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna be foolishness and shenanigans and whatever we could do. And see, it's so nasty. What make the shit so nasty, Five, is that me and you always talk about Pretty Boy Floyd. See, that's the motherfucker that all these niggas want to be like Floyd. They don't know nothing about. They don't know nothing about the Pretty Boy Floyd. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how good Jordan was before he won the championships. All they know is 6 rings. You know what I'm saying? All we know is Money Mayweather, baby. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga. Floyd was that nigga before he started getting the money. Floyd had to buy himself out his contract, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck we talking about? Like these niggas ain't doing that shit. They want the other shit. You got to go through the grind if you want to get some of that shine. And Tank ain't never went through no grind. You know what I'm saying? He let these niggas say, oh, nah, you ain't got to worry about the grind. We going to pay you. You ain't got to worry about this because we going to pay you. You ain't got to worry about that because we going to pay you. You ain't got to worry about being great. You ain't got to worry about fighting nobody. You ain't got to do shit, Tank. You ain't got to worry about no fucking belt. We going to pay you. So that's how he feel. Shit. That's the only thing that matters to him. And he say it. He say that shit. I don't care. I just want the money. Because that's all these niggas been telling them. So it is what it is, man. Shout out to the new GOAT of this era for changing the narrative and having people wanting to go undisputed.
Well said. Well said. The homie Mac say y'all crazy. Tank can't whoop that man, but he made the right decision to fight him. That way he can take care of his family and retirement for his coaches.
I mean, yeah, I ain't hating. Hey man, look, man. Ain't nobody hating saying that Tank shouldn't have took the fight and retirement. I said the nigga, he was told that he a prize fighter, and god damn it, the nigga got the prize, so that's what I'm about to go fight. Ain't nothing wrong with none of that, dog. Ain't nobody hate on. See, you got the game twisted. We don't hate on Tank. Tank got his own category that he number one in, nigga. My bad, Five.
Nah, you good, man. All fella, what's your thoughts on what the OGs was cooking on their new podcast, Hall of Game? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about what Roy said, man? It seemed like he was shooting a little bit of shots at Floyd, blaming him for this new wave of boxers, man, going for the bag. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree with him. Like, when I was first listening to his statements, he sounded like saying the same shit I was saying earlier in regards to Tank just going for the bag, or these fighters nowadays just more focused on the bag instead of being the best in and around their division or being the best, period. And it's obvious that Tank doesn't care about being the best. Being the best in his division, doesn't even care about being the so-called face of boxing that people unceremoniously put that tag on him. And he didn't deserve it. I mean, yeah, he sells out regions, but is he really the face of boxing? And Tank's just telling you, no, I'm not your role model. I'm not a good role model. I'm just out here for the bag. You know what I mean? And I think Roy Jones is bang on in this, in the fact that Mayweather did ensue some of this behavior, if not some, all. His era was the Money Mayweather era. Let's not talk about Pretty Boy Floyd when he was a legacy fighter, when he was Pretty Boy. But the Money Mayweather era is where it went all downhill. The Money Mayweather era, to me, I liken it to hip hop's Jiggy era. You know what I mean? When everything started slowly turning into the materialism, the money, the glitter and the gold, the platinum back in the day, you know, dig all that, you know what I mean? The ice, the full kit, you know what I mean? The watch, the chain, all that. That's what Mayweather represents. And now we're seeing the product of it. One of his first sons that he's birthed in Tank. Just all about the materialism. And to further that, he's scared to let his O go against another legacy fighter, against one of his contemporaries. That's another wave that Mayweather ushered in was the onus on being undefeated. And Tank really, we've seen it in interviews. He's scared of losing. Now Bud, he's undefeated, but Bud doesn't strike me as a person that's afraid to lose. He doesn't fight like he's afraid to lose. He's proven that he has the ability to take calculated risks. When the odds are stacked against him, you can still count on Bud if there's money and legacy involved in it. You couldn't count on Money Mayweather like that. When we was pleading for Money Mayweather to go out strong and kind of solidify the division, because there's all these motherfuckers running around that had a high ceiling. You talking about motherfuckers like Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, I think. He was on the come up and he had like 25 something fights, like 21 knockouts, and everybody was feeling one time. That's when one time was one time for real. Right? You had all these guys percolating in the welterweight division, making it hot. Right under Mayweather's nose. And you know who Mayweather went out? Mayweather went out on? Andre motherfucking Berto, bro. The cherry pick of the I remember watching that fight. Me and my homies, we was up in a bar so disappointed watching that garbage. Because he refused to test himself against other legacy fighters. But this is the product that he's produced. This is the son that he's birthed. And he's now in the streets causing havoc. Just hungry for the money. Shitting on his fans and saying, fuck the legacy. Yeah, big up Roy Jones. He was straight on point with that one. We got to point the blame over to Money May. That's my take.
Yeah.
Now,
Go ahead,
Fab,
bro.
I just had an epiphany on some shit, and I don't want to change the topic, but I do gotta ask. Do Top Rank make goats? Because the last two guys that's considered the greatest of an era came out of Top Rank, and they was dealing with bullshit with Top Rank, and when they came out of that, they emerged into the greatest. Am I tripping?
Nah, you ain't tripping. We always knew Top
Nah,
Rank
bro.
was great at producing talent. We always said Top Rank is the promotional company that gives you the good starter package.
No. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, these two, the last two goats wasn't necessarily starter package. They was you on your way out. We gonna give you some hard fights, and we expect you to lose. And you came through that and said, I don't rock with y'all no more, and became the greatest. Because that's what
Top Rank. What you saying? Top Rank didn't build Bud?
No. I'm saying they built him. I said they. I'm not saying they ain't built him. I said they tried to destroy it once they knew he was leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's not that's not disputable at all.
Okay. All right. But okay.
Yeah. They tried. Nah, you good, bro. They tried to hit that nigga with the okie doke, the banana in the tailpipe, but Pretty Boy Floyd didn't fall for that shit, and Bud didn't fall for it neither. You know what I'm saying? They got up out of there clean and unscathed, man. And that's why I'm always paying attention to the Top Rank, because it's a shit ton of talent that come out of Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Top Rank is known for getting the best guys, man, coming out of the Olympics and the amateurs and shit like that. That's what Top Rank do. You know, they haven't been doing such a good job as of late because you got so much other competition out there now. You know, you got MVP doing their thing. They signing up a bunch of prospects. You know, of course, Turk got his own little thing going with his prospects as well. So, yeah, man, it's definitely a strong case of what you're saying because when you really, really do think about it, both them guys did come up out of Top Rank, and they went to do big shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Floyd, Floyd did some shit. You know what I'm saying? Coming out that Top Rank contract, and of course Bud, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, fought Earl Spence, fought Masvidal, fought Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And we all know what Floyd did back in the gap. Got the Pacquiao fight, fought Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Fought Maidana twice. You feel me? So yeah, man, when you get out that Top Rank deal, you know what I'm saying? Hey, things be on the up and up for most guys. Okay, man, we got a couple of more topics. I know it's getting late. We gonna get up out of here, but I do want to talk about this Lamont Roach situation. He got some shit going on with Tank Davis, man. This is what he had to say. We're gonna talk about his fight with Pitbull Cruz too.
Breaching the contract is, if y'all put yourself in my shoes, you gotta think, I'm looking forward to fighting and getting paid. I'm looking forward to fighting and winning so I could be two-time world champ. Me. I'm in training for a fight to be a champion in another weight class and for me to be crowned champion twice in my career. And this just goes and then end up announcing another fight. Put yourself in my shoes. It's not gonna happen like that. So if it's not taken care of, yeah, you want arbitration.
Okay, so Lamont Roach did an interview on the Danza Project, and he was alluding to the whole fallout between him and Tank. Under his understanding, he believed that the Tank rematch was happening. He was already training, preparing himself, and Tank Davis pops out with the Jake Paul fight. And he says if things are not handled properly, it's going to be arbitration, and he's going to take Tank Davis to court because Tank Davis did have a rematch clause in that fight if the fight went to a draw. So he did enforce the rematch clause, but pulled out of it due to the Jake Paul situation and opportunity presenting himself. But in the midst of all that, man, we also are supposed to be getting Lamont versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Also, I'm gonna come back to you, bro. With all this drama and chaos between Jake Paul and Tank and Lamont and Pitbull Cruz, man, do you feel like going the legal route is the right thing to do for a guy like Lamont Roach, or should he solely focus on Pitbull Cruz?
Good question. And I kind of feel for Lamont Roach, and I'm siding on the air of litigation in this case. I mean, it's kind of reminiscent when Fury was fucking around and didn't want to give Wilder the rematch in the second fight. Or was it the third? One of the two. One of the two, and Wilder had to take his ass to court to get it back in blood. So this is, to me, is somewhat similar. And I think there's even more credence in this case because there's different divisions at play. Lamont Roach was in training to fight at 135, a championship fight at 135 against Tank, and he's the current belt holder at 130. With that being stated, I think the WBA, they had a prior agreement that, yeah, we're gonna let this happen. You see that you questioned it earlier in the show, why they ain't stripped no Tank, why they ain't stripped Lamont Roach, because it's all been agreed to. But those agreements fall to the wayside when Tank decides to ghost Lamont Roach and goes for the Jake Paul fight. Where does that leave Lamont Roach in his belt at 130? Is he prepared to go down to 130 to fight whoever right now? When he was preparing to fight at 135? Like Tank with this ghosting fucked up his whole kind of format. He's fucking up the format at one, so he's slowing up 135 and he's slowing up 130 due to Lamont Roach's inactivity caused by Tank. That paycheck should have already been cashed in the bank account already from Tank for the second fight. Now PBC calling him, doing him right by giving him a Pitbull Cruz fight. A Pitbull Cruz that I don't believe that's deserved to be in that type of position. This seems like Lamont's getting lined up. Bad style of fight. Knowing the PBC, they gonna bring Lamont Roach out west to a more preferred location for Esai Cruz. This sounds to me like a lineup, bro. So in my opinion, like I said, similarities to the Wild and Fury litigation. But Lamont Roach, in my opinion, the motherfucker needs to go at the judges because this shouldn't have been a draw. It should have been a victory. Needs to go at the referee that didn't, for one, call the knockdown when Beta Tank took the knee and was wiping the grease out of his eye. Didn't call no fouls or no deduction of points at the minimum when his trainers or his corner came over the ropes or came or entered the ring, so to speak, or when Tank got his face wiped down, which is an automatic disqualification, should be an automatic disqualification. But once again, no points were deducted. No type of consequences was laid down by the referee. That's a suable offense, 5. Judges and the ref scuttering the fight in favor of the star, Beta Tank, aka Tankalicious. Huh? I'm on the side of litigation, man. I'm on the side of litigation for Lamont Roach. I'm gonna land the plane. I think he's being lined up for the okey doke by the PBC.
Wow. Queen say Roach should have fought another person at 135 like De Los Santos. He needs to vacate that 130 belt. He obviously not going back down. I mean, these is all, valid points. Red, what say you, man? It's looking like Lamont Roach is getting prepared to take Gervonta Tank Davis to court. And he has a fight coming up with Pitbull Cruz, man. Should he focus solely on Pitbull Cruz, or should he try to juggle, taking Tank to court and do both? Like, what's your stance on this? Do you feel like he's being lined up by the PBC? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about all this, brother?
I think this a play for him to get more money out of the PBC. Because let's be honest. I don't think none of this is gonna go to litigation. I think he just gonna, receive one of them manila envelopes that they be giving the judges. He gonna get one of them, and he gonna be like, all right, man, we good. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think that's what's gonna happen. Because I don't know if they're gonna really make Tank. Tank don't have to fight you next, nigga. He could fight you within a year or within a certain time frame. All that be in the paperwork too. I would like to think. But who the fuck knows with this dude though? But I would like to think. Shit. And this supposed to be, Tank fight supposed to be, it ain't a real fight. So I don't know, man. Look, man. If he win, he get a little bit of extra bread. If not, then he won't. I mean, when you jump in the pig style with pigs, you get dirty. You know what I'm saying? You fucking around with robbing ass niggas, you might get robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you want me to tell you? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. Like, stop rocking with the dude and all that other stuff, and you wouldn't have to worry about that. But you was excited for the opportunity and the payday to get it on with Tank the first time. So, you might get robbed, and what do you know? You got robbed. You know what I'm saying? Might get robbed on the back end too. What do you know? You was excited for the opportunity and all that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens with that. You know what I'm saying? Some people happy to make it to the championship game, and some people there to win it. And when you just happy to be there, shit happens. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he get his money though.
I'll say this, man. Yeah. I'll say this, bro. Lamont, man, you gotta take it for what it is at this point, bro. Tank, I'm gonna be honest, bro, and this was kind of the gist of the show today. He just don't give a fuck about nobody, bro. He don't give a fuck about his fans. He don't give a fuck about none of you other fighters. He is submitting to this white boy. I don't even know who this dude is no more at this point, man. Like the things niggas do for money, bro. And we seeing it full fledged on display, man. You know what I'm saying? And you in the midst of all that, brother. It's unfortunate. I hate that we going down this path of this circus. You know what I'm saying? But we have been trying to tell people, and I hate to be a I told you so ass nigga, bro, but the usual suspects been saying the same thing for years, bro. Like, this dude he's a globetrotter, man. He's only here for the money. He's only here so he don't get fined, bro. That's where we at with it, bro. He don't give a fuck about none of you niggas, man. Yeah, you can if you got a good team, if you got a good lawyer, if you got good representation, yeah, you can try to take him to court. But who's to say that Tank won't retire after the Jake Paul fight, and then he don't have to fight you? He could just wait till the contract expire. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think that's what the play is, bro. I think that's why Tank has been saying he might retire. That's why he's not giving clear-cut answers on what he's doing. That's why he's going off on reporters when they're asking him about guys like you and guys like Dev and Shakur. That's why he's cussing out knockout boxing and all these dudes on Twitter, bro, because he don't give a fuck about nobody, bro. He only care about what he want to care about, and that's himself. And the whole entire boxing community is in disarray because of this nigga. One nigga got the whole community in disarray because he don't want to stand on what he needs to stand on, and that's giving you a rematch, brother. That's why we are here today having this conversation and dialogue, because this brother don't want to fight you, bro. Me, myself, personally, if I was cool with Lamont or I knew Lamont, bro, I would just tell Lamont, bro, lock in on Pitbull Cruz, bro. Because I'm going to say this. Pitbull Cruz is dangerous. And you going up to 140 to fight this guy, Pitbull Cruz is dangerous. It's gonna be a full-fledged onslaught attack on you. If I'm you, bro, I honestly would put that Tank Davis situation in my lawyer's hand. Go get you by 2-3 solid good lawyers, you know, guys that specialize in arbitration. Get you a good contract lawyer. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might want to hire you by two to three good lawyers, man, and you know, let your team handle this situation, bro. You got I ain't gonna even say bigger fish to fry, man. You got to worry about a brickhead Mexican that's gonna come forward all night and use his head as a helmet. You know what I'm talking about? So you know, like what you say, Red, about Pitbull? What he do with his head all the time, Paul? What he do?
That boy got a helmet underneath his skin.
Yeah.
Well,
Red just said,
getting
man,
lined up, bro. And you said he had and the fight at 140, bro. A weight class that Lamont Roach ain't never seen before. Line up.
salute to my big motherfucking me brother, Junior, the motherfucking truth in the building, the OG. He say Pitbull about to show you niggas how to treat a roach.
There you go.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas thinking Pitbull gonna beat you. And you sitting up here talking about taking the nigga to court, bro. You better, hey man, you better let them lawyers do their job, man. You paying them all this money to fucking represent you, man. Let them lawyers worry about that, man. Listen, Lamont. Let me tell you something, dog. This podcast tour, this media tour that you've been on, bro. I don't want to see you on no more podcasts, bro. I don't want to see you on no more streams. I don't want to see you on Twitch. I don't want to see you on YouTube. I don't want to see you in my algorithm no more, bro. When I look at Lamont Roach on my phone moving forward, I want to see you in the gym, lifting weights, on the heavy bag, running, recovering, training. It's nothing. Listen, bro. It's nothing else to talk about, fam. The nigga is showing you what he about to do, bro. He don't care about what I say, what any nigga on you. He's saying fuck all of us at this point. You gotta lock back in, fam. Because guess what? If you actually come up in here and beat Pitbull Cruz, bro, do you know how many opportunities you're gonna get off that win? You're gonna have niggas like Shakur. You're gonna have niggas like Teofimo, niggas like Africa. The opportunities is gonna be endless, bro. And niggas gotta understand this, fam. Tank Davis ain't the end all be all, bro. He's just one factor in boxing, bro. He's not the only champion around this weight class, fam. You can get another fight, another big fight, another big payday with somebody else, bro. Cause Tank Davis don't want it with y'all, bro. He's not in the space to be fighting niggas like you and Shakur and Devin and Tio. He don't want this smoke, bro. And he's saying, fuck all you niggas, shut the fuck up and be a fan, and you a soft ass nigga, and fuck everybody. That's what he's saying, bro. But you letting the white boy put you on Instagram kissing them, and niggas is calling you retarded and woman beaters. You got all the smoke for your fans and your black brothers. But you letting this white boy, slut you out for these millions, bro. And that's really just where we at with it, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we get up out of here, bro?
Yeah. If Lamont lose this fight against Pitbull, everything is gonna be over. So the more I see niggas doing the touring and trying to get this extra money, seem like you're trying to cash out versus really get to it. So just make sure you're trying to get to it, because Pitbull ain't joking, man. Pitbull ain't joking. That's all I had.
I mean, yeah, big up Junior the Truth in the chat. I mean, I totally agree. Live stream Lamont should have took in that Gary Russell Jr. fight in the DMV and did something for the culture. You know what I mean? That would have been a great replacement instead of lining yourself up for potential disaster against Pitbull Cruz at a new weight class and probably over in the West Coast. Nasty work.
Yeah. I agree. It could have been, hey, if you really wanted to be an asshole, Lamont, that's what you should have done. I think Big Bro really is on point with what he's saying. Because you could have been on this undercard fighting Gary Antoine Russell. I like what Gary Antoine Russell and his team did. You know what I'm saying? They fight Andy Hiroko, man. You could have been that. That could have been you, bro. So that nigga, so you would have, he would have had to see you. You know what I'm saying? You would have made that nigga feel way more uncomfortable than he already feeling and looking. It would have been very, very pressurized in that motherfucker. But you kind of been on your high horse too, bro. Like you kind of been on bullshit too, bro. Since you had this tank fight, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, man. That's Trill Thursday for you, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. We kept it nothing but trill and real on the show. Shouts out to the chat. Shouts out to everybody that came through today showing love. Smash the like button, man. If you're watching the playback, of course, get in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the live stream. Red, let the people know what you got coming, brother.
See, we outside tomorrow, man. We on the Beltway. We doing pick'ems. We talking about everything else. It's definitely going down. I know it ain't a lot of pick'ems. It's only a little bit. It's slim pickings on the pick'ems, but we still gonna make it do what it do. Is the Pro Box on Friday or Saturday?
Nah, Saturday. Yeah.
Okay,
Saturday.
yeah. And we going, you know what I'm saying? Definitely be talking about my guy on Saturday night. So yeah, it's going down, man. It's going down tomorrow.
Yes, sir. All fellow. With that being said, man, close us out, man. Let the people know what this is. Week 3, season 2, US 6 fight pool, brother.
Week 3. Like Red says, it's a light week. We only got 2 fights on deck. Shout out to Queen 71. Shout out to 5. Shout out myself. I mean, we are the holders of the crystal ball right now in the number 1 spot. And I don't think much is going to change for the next couple of weeks until we get into the October schedule, where there's plenty of championship and high level importance fights coming up. You know what I mean? So definitely be on the lookout. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, US6 on IG. You know what I mean? To get all our latest boxing news posts. We are slowly becoming a source for credible information on boxing. You know, dig? Whether it's coming from 5, whether it's coming from KG, Cadillac, or myself. You know what I mean? Stay Ready Boxing TV, Undisputed Smoke. We are definitely becoming a real source for boxing news. And yeah, so make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, US6 on IG. You know, dig? Make sure y'all shop usual. Shop usualsuspect6.com and get yourself some clean fighter tees. You know what I mean? Get yourself a Squabble Up tee. Shout out Carlos Action Jackson, who will be making his return to the ring by the end of the year, but will be the first to know who his opponent is, most definitely, and be able to drop a date. Like I said, we are becoming sources. Put some respect on a US 6.
Yes, sir.
It's your favorite, get your most hated odd fella. Salute to the usual suspects and all the suspects in the chat. And I'm Giz on.
Yes, sir. On that note, man, we will be on the Beltway tomorrow. Y'all stay tuned in, man. And of course, man, Tales from the B-side Sunday, Usual Suspect Sunday. So y'all be on the lookout. We're gonna keep this content going. And much love, man. Y'all have a safe night. We'll be back on it tomorrow, man. Deuces.